It is that time for my response to a tweet. And today's tweet says, "You see, Brussels, this is why we need Trump and his leadership." Did you see, Brussels? This is why we need Trump and his leadership. Wow. Here is, well, never mind. Here's how I'm going to respond to this tweet. I'm watching Brussels and I'm listening to everybody waiting to hear Obama's response. It's the same thing. Same thing. And then I'm listening to everybody listening to conservative media's response. The same thing. It makes me wonder, why are anybody listening to the same thing that got us in the same situation? Obama's going to sound like he's apologetic and it's America's fault. And conservative media is going to be in the tank for Trump. Point blank, people. If they want to hear anything from our candidate, Ted Cruz, it's so that they can use it for Trump. Catch Ted up on some crazy stuff or whatever. It's the same thing. First of all, why are you listening to them? They have sold you out. Why are you listening to them with any kind of expectation of hearing something fair? So now what the conservative media is using, and I'm going to latch onto this word, leadership. Leadership is a cover-up word, people. It's a cover-up. Why is this Brussels thing so important? Here's what you will not hear from the conservative media. You ready? This is what makes Brussels so disturbing. Because it's a retaliation attack. This attack is coming on the heels of them capturing one of their head guys. Somebody that is admired in the community. The community looks at him like he's a hero. It is said that. The community is helping suborn this dude being on the run. They're throwing bottles and things at the police that's coming to capture their hero. They look at this terrorist as a hero. Now that they've captured him, there's a response. They feel that this guy is being treated unfair. This is a terrorist now. This guy is killing people. And they're looking at him like he's a hero. Why is this relevant? Because Obama's trying to minimize it, and then the conservative media is trying to make this a leadership play on Donald Trump. Here is the part, people. Donald Trump is preparing his troops for retaliation if he doesn't get the nomination. The same kind of terrorist junk that this dude is performing and have people ready to go kill people and hurt people and maim people in America if their hero gets accosted or cheated or, like Donald Trump is saying, unfair. See, you guys are forgetting this. This is a retaliation attack. Donald Trump and the liberals are setting up a retaliation attack on American soil. This Brussels thing is a distraction. And conservative media is trying to latch on to leadership to cover it up. Look at what Donald Trump is saying to Wolf Blitzer after the APAC. He's saying, oh, what about are you going to follow the rules? Donald Trump cannot say he will follow the rules. He's painting the picture that it's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. I had to go against 17 people. No, the rules are 1237. Donald Trump is not prepared to follow the rules, and he is ready to immobilize his liberal following at a Republican convention to attack Americans on his behalf in retaliation. You guys don't see this? Now let me show you something special about Donald Trump. This is why Donald Trump is so successful. Imagine, see, Donald Trump is, he makes complex issues seem so simple. Why? Because he latches on to one thing and he has to stay there. Everybody's applauding him. He used a teleprompter. No, all it showed was this. They cannot afford, he doesn't want to do debates. Why? Because they can't afford for him to open his mouth and Donald Trump to come out. They have AIPAC. This is very, very important to terrorism, NATO, everything. They got to make sure Donald Trump stays on script. Because Donald Trump is not good. He's stupid. He's an idiot and he's ridiculous. But they have to make sure he looks presidential at all times. Donald Trump is a puzzle master. Let me show you something. What is significant about a puzzle? A puzzle is significant. Why? Because it's broken down. It's a big picture broken down into many pieces. Imagine the most complicated puzzle imaginable called the world. Donald Trump wants to be the leader of the free world. But he doesn't know how to deal with complex issues. They demonstrated, and everybody's all awesome-fied or something of that nature because he demonstrated he can read off a teleprompter and look like he can address complex issues, but he can't. He's ridiculously simple-minded. What Donald Trump is the master of is taking a 10,000-piece puzzle and pull out one piece of the puzzle and make you think he's addressing the whole puzzle. But all he can do is focus on one piece. He knows how to turn one piece into a big picture. And he stays there. And he assaults you and assassinates you and everything. And basically, so nobody holds him accountable for staying and blowing up one small, insignificant piece. He makes one piece the whole issue. He makes the whole piece the one issue. One piece. Look at what he said to Wolf Blitzer. Are you going to follow the rules? He stayed on one piece of the puzzle and he tries to make it the big picture. But see, it's unfair. It's unfair. You know, I had to go up against 17 people. I was going up against 17 people. I was going up against 17 people. It was 17 people. It was unfair. You know, this and that. And I was beating them. I'm winning by 2 million votes over these people. One piece makes it the whole picture. He can't get off of that thing. Why? Because he's retarded. He's an old senile fool, bully, blustering, and he has to be propped up by fake conservatives that have sold us down the river. For what? Barack Obama, you're listening to him, you're stupid. He's representing liberalism. You got to fight liberalism. Ted Cruz, stop addressing these small-minded little issues. Fight liberalism, Ted. Don't get caught up in addressing what Donald Trump does. You're playing on their field. Stop addressing what Hillary Clinton's doing. Stop addressing what the President Obama says. This is how we got here, people. Getting sucked into their shiny objects. Ted Cruz, fight liberalism. What's happening in Brussels? Liberalism. What's going to happen at the convention? Liberalism. What's happening with Donald Trump? Liberalism. What's happening with the American people? Liberalism. Why are we frustrated? Because we think it's Obama, we think it's Hillary, we think it's Donald, we think it's Ted, when it's liberalism. That's all it is. It's just liberalism. And liberalism hates you. Liberalism hates everything that you stand for. Liberalism hates you for your freedoms. But they got you thinking it's radical Islam. No, it's radical liberalism. They're radical Islam's bosom buddies. And so when you get caught up on Obama saying, you're not caught up on what liberalism is doing. When you get caught up on what Trump is saying, you're not getting caught up, you're not looking at what liberalism is doing. It's liberalism, people. Brussels is showing you what happens when liberalism's heroes get captured, get stopped. Right now, Donald Trump is liberalism's hero. And they're setting America up for a terrorist attack at our convention. And they're going to cover it up with the word leadership. Watch how much you see these sycophants that have sold us down the river. Watch how much they use the word leadership. They're going to take that one puzzle piece out, and they're going to blow this thing up and make it seem like Donald Trump is the only one that has it. When Donald Trump assures them the liberal utopia and the fundamental transformation of our country. Donald Trump is the puzzle master. That's my response to a tweet on the Phil Williams Show.